Selling is a process. It's not a personality. Selling is a process. It's not social media. It's not one phone call. Once you get a process, you can drop your personality in there.
So I will let Bryan take it from here. Bryan, tell me, how did you go from really not loving selling to being a person who has formulated your whole career around and training other people how to sell well?
I was raised the same way that your audience was raised. I was raised in Louisiana. Now, I love Louisiana. I don't want to live there, but I do want to be buried there. That way I can continue to vote. But you were raised in California and I was raised in Louisiana. We were raised by mothers who said this to all of us: don't talk to strangers, don't ask people for money. So I went into sales. For a lot of us, we're accidental salespeople. For a lot of us, it's an unnatural act. It's not your business degree. It's not your college degree. And we find ourselves into the sales funnel, into the professional world of selling. A lot of us as accidental salespeople have got to learn their profession. And that's where the breakdown is. I thought selling was talking, and I was miserable. And until I got a process, then everything opened up. Selling is a process. It's not a personality. Selling is a process. It's not social media. It's not one phone call. Once you get a process, you can drop your personality in there. That's what I learned. And once I learned that, my career took off.
I love that because, so many times you think you run across somebody and it's like they have a perfect salesman's personality, right? And that's not really what it's about. I love how you say accidental salesperson, because I think a lot of we speakers feel like that, right? We got into speaking and getting on stages because we had a concept, an idea that we really wanted to put across, and we had a solution that we wanted to share. And in there, we realized, we got to sell something to make this sustainable, right? Even if it's just the concept itself. So can you talk a little bit about why you feel like it's important for every speaker to get these basic principles and really understand them and be able to implement them regarding sales?
Well, there are three ways to have success in the speaking industry. Number one, join the Zig Ziglar Corporation as a speaker. Well, unfortunately, they don't have that anymore. That was around when I was around. Number two, fly an airplane into the Hudson River and live to talk about it. Or number three, learn to sell yourself. The hardest part for speakers is not the content confidence. It's the sales. It's the marketing confidence. We enjoy what we do. We're in our element. We believe in our hearts that we have something that may impact someone's life. That's the easy part. The hard part is getting in front of an audience and being paid for it. That's why it's mandatory for all speakers to have some type of sales mentality.
And when you say, so the average person, they think, sales mentality. Like, what does that mean to you when you say sales mentality?
Think about this. There would be more people willing to go into the profession of sales if the term for the profession wasn't salesman, saleswoman, salesperson. More people would go into the world of selling if the title for our profession were problem-solving person, problem-solving woman, problem-solving executive, as opposed to sales executive. There's something about the term that we still have a stigma about. And I had the same thing. Again, I wanted to be a high school basketball coach. And then I turned to sales because I found out it wasn't hype and deception. It was a way to help people move from A to B, help people return home safely, whatever that meant to them. Well, we have the mindset is that selling is, and I ask my workshops all the time, why didn't you go into selling? What were the negative connotations? Well, manipulative, obtrusive, liars, pressure. Well, what happened to you? If you move to the dark side, if you come to the sales side, what changed? And normally what happens, you get new information and you make a new decision. So when I thought it was hype and deception, I wanted very little to do with it. But when I found out that, especially in my IBM days, that I was helping people be more productive, have more quality, get it done faster, then suddenly I was a problem solver. And again, my career took off.
Okay. So you're solving a problem. You're not selling something, you're solving a problem for somebody.
Yeah. And you said earlier the natural born sales personality. I don't trust natural born salespeople, nor do I trust natural born cardiologists because I don't want a natural born cardiologist ad-libbing through my chest cavity. I want someone who's trained, is dedicated to his profession, that knows what she's doing, continually studies it. And that's what true professional selling, that's what it's all about.